What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Finesse Faith, and I'm back at it again with another YouTube tutorial. And today we have a low taper, so let's just jump right into it. So right here we're going to start with a 1.5 close, going with the grain, cutting the hair down in his growth pattern. And we're just going with the waves, combing it through and spreading the hair out so we can get a nice clean cut. To start my tapers, you can see that I use a person's ears to make my guidelines. So in the back of the taper, I'll use the bottom of the earlobe, and then when I get to the side, you'll see that I use the corner where the ear connects or disconnects from the head. At the bottom of the taper, you have to make sure that you have a clean, bald area so you can get a nice transition on your taper. Now I have my clipper open, creating a second guideline, and then I go ahead and close it to take out that first guideline and go ahead and blend out that taper. I open the lever and close it using the corner to make sure I get a nice blended fade. And now I take my number 1 close to create my next guideline. You see I'm using the scooper motion to make sure that I put in a soft line to take out. And now I have my clipper open again to take out that guideline that I had created previously. As you see, I'm using my corners and constantly combing to make sure that I get a nice blend on that taper. So the first couple of steps is to blend the bottom of the taper up, and now the rest of it is to blend the taper down. So I start with my 1.5 and I go with the grain to smooth the hair down and remove the bulk. And now I'm going against the grain with the 1.5 open starting off, and then I'm going to close it and blend out the rest of that taper. And then I go with my 1 to knock out any dark spots, and that'll be it for that. Whatever the style of taper I'm cutting, I like to cut it this way because it allows me to control how high or low I go on my tapers.
This is fire.
And now using the 1 guard open and using the corners, I'm going to clean up the rest of this taper.
Dark side off the chain.
And make sure whenever you're doing tapers, you got to get behind the ear, fade behind the ear, and make sure that the hair is laying down. So when you go to line it up, you can get a crispy, sharp line, and you won't get hair sticking out behind the ears. Just doing a little extra detailing using the corners before I move on to my next step. And now with the neck taper, you can see I'm doing the same steps. Starting with the clipper open, then I'm going to use my 1 close to make the next guideline after I blend out the first guideline that I just created with my clipper open. To help me blend out this taper, I'm using the feather motion while I'm opening and closing my lever, and I'm also going in the direction of the hair so I can get a smooth fade. Now I have my 1 guard close, making that next guideline. As you can see, I'm still going against the grain in the direction of the hair so I can make sure I get a nice clean guideline. Now I want to take that one guard off with my clipper open, using my corners to take that second guideline that I made out.
Man, this is fire.
Now I'm taking that one guard open and I'm smoothing down the hair while I'm removing bulk. Next, I'll take my 1.5 guard and I'll finish blending out the rest of this taper. It's very important that you understand that not everybody's hair is just going to grow in one direction in every single time. So you have to go against the natural growth pattern of the hair to get a smooth fade. And now I'm using my one guard, opening and closing it until I clean up the rest of the taper. Ain't gonna lie, whenever I get in my zone, I be flicking the crap out that comb, bro. I don't care what be going on. I be moving that comb so much, bro. But I gotta get it right. I'm just telling you, I gotta get it right.
Man, this is fire.
Now I'm using some spritz and spraying on the back of the neck so I can get a nice clean lineup just like this. I start at the bottom to make an indentation, and then I use the corner of my trimmer to basically trace that hairline all the way up until I get over the ear. To line up my vertical bars, I want to angle my clipper toward his eyebrows, and I want to lightly tap and make sure that I get a sharp line. And I want to frame out everything before I get to the front edge up. To get a nice C-cup, I start by making an indentation at the top of the curve, and then I go to the bottom and use the corner of my trimmers like a pencil to draw the line and connect it. Now that I have my edge up frame, I start in the middle of the head and take the line all the way to the corners. To get a sharp line, you want to make sure that you are being repetitive and hitting the same spot by coming down on top of the hair and dragging the clipper down. Not necessarily dragging it down, but you know what I mean. Now I'm adding some color enhancement. It doesn't need too much, so I'm lightly spraying it and keeping it as natural as I can. And make sure when you're spraying your color enhancement that you spray a pretty decent distance away. You don't want to be up too close and spraying it extra dark. And then I come right behind it with some hair fibers to darken it up just a little bit more. After applying the fibers, I make sure that I spray an extra coat of hairspray to make sure that it stays in, and then I go and hit the line again to make sure that it's sharp and crisp.
Man, this is fire.
I think the best thing that you can do as a barber getting into this game is investing in yourself and investing in your tools. Your tools are what's going to help you get the best results out of your haircuts and make sure that you get those clients to keep coming back. And trust me when I say this, the more you invest, the better you become. But that's basically it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what type of content you guys want to see, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you.